Pathfinder, you seem well.
We're all doing quite well here. Thank you.
That is good to hear. This journey can't have been easy. Speaking of which, we know you defied us. You went for Meridian in direct violation of initiative orders, even though our reasons were quite clear. Yet, you were correct, Ryder. We should have trusted your instincts. You have proven time and again that you deserve the title of Pathfinder. I have never been so glad to be wrong.
I appreciate your encouragement and your candor.
I am told there are still obstacles to reaching Meridian. The initiative stands ready to provide whatever support you need.
Pathfinder, if you're done with your call to the Nexus, I'd like to talk to you. I think I've found a way for us to find Meridian.
Well, that's a surprise. So the development that Meridian is not Meridian means we're not done yet.
Processing the data we received from the remnant city. It's a lot.
Don't push yourself too hard. Someone's gonna keep me pretty.
Let's see, I'm not sure if we even have something I'd want to grab here, but I might as well just check. That entire tree is maxed out. Military. Consumable slot. Apex missions. Don't care about Apex missions at all. Reduce time for research. Reduce time. I guess we'll do the consumable slot then. And at that point I've pretty much hit the point where I don't care about anything in this entire menu at this point. So that's basically done with. Alright then, Suvi. What do you have to say? Of course I have new email.
Extremely quick thinking for a human. You saw the perfect drop zone just in time.
Well, we humans get lucky sometimes.
I'm glad to have that kind of luck on my flight deck.
Those things said fire-breathing thresher maws and spirits. Sounds like there's actually... Whoa, my god. Okay. So, we have, it looks like 3 more quests to follow up on. So this, we were significantly less done than I thought we were. Okay. I would guess the first one's Peebee, the second one's Drac, and the third one's probably the reporter that was being held prisoner. That is free now, which we already knew because I went back there and she was free. And she wasn't in there anymore. It was a different Asari that looked identical to her, that was being accused of beating her spouse, which is clearly not the same person. A gift for you. Hey there, gorgeous. I left a little something in your quarters. Nice digs, by the way. Wouldn't mind spending more time there. Hint, hint. Peebee. Fun and games from Drac. Hey kid, you ever play fire-breathing Thresher Maws of Doom? Heck of a game. Vetra somehow scared me up a copy. Meet me at Vortex and we'll play. Oh, not a real Thresher Maw. Didn't think it'd be a real Thresher Maw, but I thought maybe we'd have a chance to fight the worm that they've been taunting us with the idea of fighting this whole time. But maybe not. Carrie Tavessa. Hello, Ryder. I'm out. Your visit must have shaken things up, Come on by the Nexus and I'll tell you everything. I'll tell you, if you tell me about the remnant city you found. It'll be nice to see you without bars between us. Carrie. Few things here. Did I really shake things up? I didn't talk to anyone when I was there. I just had a nice little conversation with you for 30 seconds being like, yeah, well, you know, you're doing good work maybe or whatever. And I didn't talk to any superiors or anyone who works at the jail or anyone that would I didn't make any attempt to free her at all. And there were no bars between us. Those jails don't have bars. And would the Asari know what bars mean and have that cultural reference? Because did their prisons have bars? All the prisons we've seen are force fields, and the Asari have been at this level of technology for thousands of years. Like, we used bars in the 20th century on Earth, but that's a specific reference to our culture that they wouldn't have a reason to use, which is a reoccurring thing that happens a lot in Andromeda. Like, that wasn't... As far as I can tell, that wasn't really a thing that happened in the original Mass Effect trilogy. At most, there'd be the obligatory Star Trek dialogue of, like, what you humans call blah blah blah. It would happen whenever, every now and then, but like, I'm encountering the aliens casually using human terminology and slang and cultural references so frequently now that it's actively getting distracting because it doesn't really make sense, and I'm 90% sure it actively defies how the previous games were written, I think. It's kind of hard to actively search that in my memory, but I don't remember this being an issue until now. Cities and Gardens from Cora. That remnant city got me thinking about my rose garden. Preparing the ground, planting for the future, all that. So, the Jardin made the Angara. But what's the end goal? Were they part of some grand plan, preparing the ground for something else? Wonder if the Jardin had bigger plans for the cluster, and where we'd fit in. Cora. I appreciate the support. 2 error, addressing not found, forwarding to Pathfinder writer, from Zoe Walsberg. Hi, Callow. I'm trying the new auto-address system you suggested. Hope I got your last name right. I wanted to say something. Thank you doesn't cover what it means to have someone share the burden. I'm tracking every credit, though. Prepare yourself for a windfall later. Fly safe, Zoe. Oops, don't worry about this, writer. I'll take care of it, Callow. Oh, it's weird. Why is it at the bottom? Scroll back up. From Liam. Belief is weird. I don't talk about stuff like this because my mouth's an idiot, but we're in space right now. The Jardin made a people. Back in the Milky Way, we were knocking on the door of stable clones, but that's different. The bits were already there. It's snapped together. So I go down this hole about making life, and then start thinking about Sam. Your dad made a kind of life. This amazing technical achievement that I look at and just... I can't even really get the edges of it. And it's all in your head. That's pretty damn special. Like, I need another reason to think about Pathfinder or something different here. I don't know the point of this. Something just... You just write, right? Costa. Liam has included a list of media themed to creation. Genres include theological talks, scientific papers in theological integration, and a 1995 vid about an AI's choice of footwear? Wait, what would that be? That has to be a reference to something, right? 1995 vid about an AI's choice of footwear. I think of 90s AI films. I'm thinking, like, was AI in the 90s or the 2000s? And I don't think that really had footwear. Bicentennial Man? I think that's a reference to something, and I cannot think of what it is. Oh well. Ket facts from Lexi. Writer, I've started my thesis on Ket anatomy, and thought you would enjoy some of the interesting facts I've discovered. Ket have 332 bones in their body. For comparison, human adults have 206. Ket have no reproductive organs. Similar to Turians and Quarians, Ket are digigrades. The bone-like armor that covers their bodies are actual bones. The Ket have double the amount of taste buds of the average human. Lexi. Huh. She compares them to Turians and Quarians, but the obvious comparison is probably the Angara. Arrests are underway. Why does it keep going to the bottom? Weird. Salen Varn. Writer, I thought you'd like to know we caught Randlon, or Lantanarel, as he was going by on Katara. Your activities caused a panic amongst the other conspirators, it seems. We've already caught Oben Keld and Neos Tern. It's only a matter of time until we persuade them, or that scumbag Aiden, to give up the others. Well, I say we. I'm writing this form from a hospital bed post-surgery, holding the dart that they yanked out of me. The doctors seem quite perturbed by it all. Once this medication wears off, I look forward to finding out what actual peace and quiet is like. Unless the Arc Parchero authorities need a counter-terrorism consultant, I suppose. Regards, Major Salen Varn, STG, retired. Oh, man. I like the way the character's generally written a little bit. I almost wonder if he's a missing squad member, like because I think he was voiced by the guy that played Garrus, and he's has an interesting backstory as ex-STG and being jumpy about conspiracies, and like he could have been an interesting Morden type character. Not to say that he'd be similar to Morden, but he'd be a Morden stand-in in that he'd be a strong Salarian personality, which we don't spend enough time with. Callow is pretty boring. He doesn't really feel Salarian inherently. He is a human that has a particularly strong emotional he's just another human feeling character that, except for the part where he feels like he has a particularly strong emotional attachment to the past actions of other people that worked on the ship and stuff like that. That's about it. Nothing about him feels especially Salarian otherwise. This could have been one of those quirky Salarian characters, which we don't spend enough time in the Mass Effect trilogy. Morden is the only big major one that comes to mind, and he's only a crew member for 1 game out of 3 or 4 if you want to count him now. So the lack of Salarian squad members with heavy development is actually one of the oversights of the franchise. Movie night plans from Lexi. Ryder Liam's movie night seems to be catching everyone's interest, especially Drac and Peebee. Well, perhaps we should talk. We might head off a medical emergency before it happens. Lexi. Uh-oh. What's gonna happen? Time to talk to a lot of people, but not Subi for a bit because she's got quest stuff going on.
That's what the Salarian Ark was worth to our officers? Thousands of lives for maybe a future advantage against the Kett? You're a better person than I, Ryder. I'd have toasted Adin in our thruster exhaust. But at least the dead and their families have some justice. Need anything else?
Are you and Gil still managing to get along?
It's cordial, so far. He takes approaches I'd never think of. And having all our statistics memorized saves time. We'll see. Though he insists our 2 FBA couplings are better than T7's, can you imagine?
You know, I really can't. I'll let you concentrate.
You know where I'll be.
I can't imagine because I have no idea what you're talking about. Honestly, I think Callow and Gil are almost as well developed as Cora is as a character. Oh no. They actually did a decent job with some of these people. It was really surprising seeing Gil have emotions on his face, though. Before I went to Meridian, there was a heavily animated scene, and Gil had facial expressions. I'm like, I've never seen those before, because I've only seen him on the ship, and people don't have facial expressions in normal gameplay.
I'm still trying to make sense of everything we learned at the Remnant City. I can't believe the Angara are designed. What are the implications?
Far too many to sift through at once. It's mostly for the Angara to figure out.
I can't imagine what this will mean to them. Helios is more and more interesting every minute. Anything you want to talk about before we head back into it?
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later.
You know it.
One of my concerns is that the Angaran being artificially created is a hell of a bombshell to process, and we need more time to process it. And I don't think we're going to get that time, because I think this is the final chapter of the story. I was wrong about that being the last mission, but I think this is the ending chunk of game. And if we're in the final chunk of game, then, like, how much are we going to get time to process the idea that the Angaran are artificially created? Like, especially if this game never gets sequels or DLC, then, like, that might never go anywhere. Like, it would have been better perhaps if it was established earlier in the playthrough. Like, we had the bombshell of the Kett doing what they do with the Angaran as soon as you got to Vold, which could be your second major planet if you wanted, and then nothing, just nothing. Like, I have been playing for a very, 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 very long time. There's a lot of major story missions and a lot of time for them to sprinkle in stuff. They could have had the Salarian Arc thing happen sooner, and then move on to us finding not Meridian even sooner, like a couple planets ago. And that would give them time to actually have ongoing storylines about this revelation that the Angaran are artificial. But instead it comes at the end of the game where I don't think that plot point's going to have the breathing room it needs to actually have the impact it should. Instead, it's just something that gets mentioned, kind of like being told at the end of Mass Effect 2 that the Human Reapers are a thing, but then the game just ends, and you're like, oh, huh. Let's think about that for the next few years, I guess, and see if the next game follows up on it. But this game might not have a follow-up ever.
Every time we fight an exalted Krogan, I think about how that could be me. I'd want you to kill me.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Boy, Ryder. That's a tone-deaf response. We can talk later if it's a bad time.
Pathfinder. Thought you might be Callow. I asked him for nav data.
Data for what?
Mapping the scourge. Now we know it's a weapon, I hate it more. Designed to isolate, lingers well after the war. I know what that is. It's a minefield.
They're vile. Because it's not just about watching your step. They make normal life impossible.
You get it. The long-term point is to hobble the way the whole population lives. Mark this. The Ket are bad, but whoever deployed the scourge, they're some motherfuckers.
That's a really good point. Yeah, the scourge being a weapon that's supposed to actively hinder it is like how if you go into areas that were torn by widespread war, like World War II and stuff like that, like there's entire areas where people are still trying to track down the mines that were put there, and every now and then, like, some kid gets killed horribly out of nowhere from a war that ended a lifetime ago.
Hello, Ryder. Have you come to see if I'm finally broken? To see what discovering that my people were invented has done to me?
Just here if you need to talk. I can't imagine what you're feeling.
I've been staring out the window, trying to figure that out.
That's new.
True. Angara are usually very free with our feelings.
Not talking about all Angara. I'm talking about you.
I'm numb. I'm in awe. There's a peace in knowing that though the universe is beyond your understanding, it doesn't need your understanding to function. That you may even have a hidden destiny.
Does it matter? Your people aren't shackled to this new discovery.
I agree. We don't owe anything to the Jardan. Our destiny is our own. I'm not broken, Ryder. I'm excited. The Angara were created for a purpose. We were given vaults and golden worlds. All these advanced tools. And there is nothing the Ket can do about it. The future holds more for the Angara than a never-ending war on the Ket. Much more.
For the Angara? Hell, for all of us. These are amazing, crazy days.
Really crazy. Really amazing. It doesn't matter if we were created by a god, reborn from our ancestors, or exist as the dream of an AI superpower. This discovery changes nothing except ourselves. And that's
everything.
So he's optimistic about it, which is probably the best case scenario, because otherwise he'd probably be having a breakdown and not be a very functional squad member for the rest of the game. While having a massive existential crisis about the entire development. But yeah, like ultimately, if finding out how you're created is, it kind of doesn't change anything, because most people just have biological origins where they just kind of came into being slowly over a gargantuan amount of time. The idea that you're created by an intelligent creature isn't that different from finding out you were created by like a god or something, but like it ultimately, like, if the creator's absent, then that's it. Just, oh, you learned about your origin point and that's it, but you still are you, and everything you've done is still the same and never will change.
So my buddy Jaal, who, by the way, can't stop singing your praises, wants to have a baby. And, stop me if you've heard this one before, she asked me if I'd father it.
Wow. That's huge.
Right?
What the hell are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm still in the freaking out phase. Would it be totally crazy if I said yes?
I don't think it's crazy.
I mean, we're already family. I get her, she gets me, and we support each other unconditionally.
Wanting to give someone what they want most in the world is love, Gil.
I hear you. And you know I've been thinking about it, Ryder. Becoming a dad. I don't want to just be a donor. bringing a kid into the world wouldn't be enough for me. I'd want to raise the child with Jill.
Sounds like you know what you want.
Yeah. It's funny, you can think until you're blue in the face. Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
I'm very happy for you, Gil. For both of you.
Thanks, Ryder. Or should I say, Uncle Pathfinder. So let me get this straight. The Angara were created, like, in a lab by another species.
I can't imagine what Jaal must be going through.
The Jardin created his people. The Ket are changing them. Seems like the Angara are everyone's guinea pigs. Not many things break my brain, but I got pieces all over the place thanks to this.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
There's a development. So I believe Gil is gay, and I don't remember if we've learned that the girl was gay too or not, but it seems like they'd have a very interesting relationship of basically raising a child while being it's like a proxy of married, almost. Like a non-traditional relationship, but still a shared love for each other because they have a bond, and they want to raise someone together regardless of it not being completely straightforward.
That Archon barely sees us as sentient, strings people up like puppets. Didn't know Sam could do that to his Pathfinder. You sure you're okay?
Physically, I'm okay. The rest, it was a lot to handle.
Talk to Lexi if you need to. Or me. Losing the Krogan could really hurt us down the line, but at least we got Reka. Sorry, rambling. Did you need me?
Any more commando war stories?
Tethys was our sniper. She was old, matriarch old, maybe more. Didn't show. Once saw her hit an Elcor in the eye from 2 clicks away.
That's a little scary.
She was. Always seemed to be hiding something, but she kept us safe.
See you later, Cora.
I'll be here. Ryder?
See you later, Cora.
I'll be here.
Oh. She's unfazed by the whole Angara development. She wanted to talk about the part where Sam killed me to free me at one point, but didn't have anything to say at all about the entire last mission's development.
Hey, Ryder. What are we going to do if Meridian isn't what we expect?
What do you mean?
What if it isn't where it's supposed to be? Or it doesn't work the way we think it does?
Let's not worry about things we don't know yet.
It's just we never really know what we're going to get with this remnant stuff. I've been going back and forth. Glee one second, worry the next. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Learned that the hard way.
The hard way is how we win. Every time something goes wrong, we learn a little more. More about the Ket, more about the remnant. It's never a waste.
Whatever happens, let's try to have fun doing it.
Haven't we so far?
2 galaxies worth.
She's the first person to voice that concern, but it's the most reasonable thing to be worried about. Like, we've already been wrong a few times now about Andromeda, about Meridian. What if other Meridian is still something we're wrong about
I'm in engineering.
again? I don't know why he said he was in engineering. I just talked to him. Guess there's no one down here except probably Lexi.
It's my night off.
I don't remember approving that.
I can break bones just as well as I can mend them, Pathfinder.
What are you reading?
Harry's latest report on Sarah. She's restless, but on the mend.
So you're not really taking the night off.
Work-life balance has never been my strong suit.
You love what you do. Nothing wrong with that.
tell that to my exes. How do you do it? Be both you and the Pathfinder.
I don't really think about the Pathfinder thing when it comes to friends, family.
Peebee?
Sure, I have a responsibility to them, but I don't let it define me or our relationship.
Sometimes, just sometimes, real wisdom comes out of that thick skull of yours.
A compliment? I'll take it. Wait. You're psychoanalyzing me.
Always.
Come back. Why are you running away, sprinting away? No. Well, you've got to have something to say about the discovery of the artificially created Angara. That's like your field to be concerned about.
I hear Liam's planning to show some vids.
If our duties ever give us time.
Explains why Drac and Peebee are distilling something unsavory. Screw up the measurements and bathtub hooch can leave you blind, or worse. We can do better.
Better how?
An Asari liquor called Acantha. They used to run these wonderful black and white ads. There might be a bottle on the Nexus. It wouldn't be too expensive, I'm sure. Let me know if you find it.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Nope, not you. Whoops. And not respec.
Need something?
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Well, that's odd. Our Asari doctor has nothing to say about the artificially created Angarans. Huh. Thought that would rank pretty high on things to discuss, actually.
Hello, Ryder. I have been contemplating our discoveries about the Angara at the Remnant City. I know who created me, and I know my purpose. I have also experienced not knowing. The difference is immense.
You're heading into some deep waters there, Sam.
Whole lifetimes are spent asking about creation, its meaning, if it has one, and if there was a motivating force.
Are you asking if there's a god?
AI have concrete answers about why they exist. If I did not, I would look for them.
How are those jokes coming, Sam?
Why do Elcor start stampedes? Because they wish to be heard.
How are those jokes coming, Sam?
I am formulating a new one.
Thanks, Sam. Nothing more.
They wish to be heard. Definitely a series of almost jokes. I'll give him that. He's their joke proxies. What is that dot? Go to your Tempest quarters to find people. Oh, right, I have quarters. Ha. I keep forgetting those are my quarters. Wait, those aren't my quarters. These are my quarters. Whoops. Right, that's what that whole front room is, yeah. I briefly got horribly mixed up and thought of that one airlock location as being my quarters. I'm like, no, that's not right. I was so wrong-headed for a second there.
A nightcap for you. When you're ready, call and I'll come running. With a surprise. Peebee.
Peebee? I'm ready for my surprise.
Hey,
Come. Join me.
Oh, no. You don't give the orders here. Whose surprise is this, anyway?
Maybe that's the surprise.
Even on your back, you keep me on my toes. Let's reenact how we met. Do you know about Asari melding? Our bodies and minds weave together, become one. I've never trusted anyone enough. Never trusted myself.
I've got you. You're safe with me.
Ryder.
can't believe it. It's so quiet.
We are one. This is all ours now.
Thank you.
I want you to know, it was great before, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. This now means so much more. This is where I belong.
Well, there was a scene that got some proper effort to put into it, didn't it? It's actually a rather satisfying arc, so I probably gotten more out of that than I would have if I stuck with the idea of with Vetra, just because Vetra honestly seems like a very complete person, whereas, like, Peebee is super undeveloped and insecure and has so many issues to work out, and having this ongoing arc where she feels like she has a place to belong and she has what she will call a family, and like actually feeling at home was like such a change for her character. Like, her romance option itself is another form of character development that's kind of major. Again, please, Peebee. An email that's actually titled Ahem. Well then, that happened. If the Fox News correspondents could see that now, from back when they made the Sex Box article about Mass Effect way back in the day, and poor Jeff Keighley had to argue in favor of Mass Effect and explain, like, no, it's not a porn game, you idiots. Maybe you would know if you actually played the things you talk about, you lunatics.